Hi, everyone. It's Monday, and it means it is time for the Troubleshooters. Welcome back, everyone. Sorry, last week I was not feeling real well. It looks like a little stomach bug went through the house. Luckily, I was okay come Wednesday morning because I had my bags packed and found myself for the rest of the week in Indianapolis at Gen Con. Man, I had fun. I ran 7 games. I actually admin 2 and ran 5. So adminning basically for epics is super fun because all I do is get to yell out how much time people have left and then like transition them from one to the other. But I got to play an NPC, this Tabaxi, who danced around from table to table. Yes, I twirled and I danced. And it was a lot of fun. And then I didn't get to check out the vendor hall as much as I want to, but I had all day Sunday off. Emily came up on Saturday. We met up and walked all over the place. We had a great time. And then Sunday we went to the vendor hall and picked up a few things. Just have a few things to show off for the vendor hall. First off is this little dude. It's a swole bald. He's a jacked kobold. So yes, you know that a swole bald is coming in my future right there. The other thing that I got was there was a company there that had dice, like this big dice tower, and you could roll this d20 through the dice tower, and they had like 6 bags of their dice set up, and 6 bags that held bags of dice. I think I explained that properly. Anyways, roll there, and they're like, all right, you get to pick, this, or if you rolled the d20, go pick over here from this big set. So I rolled, and I got these 2 sets. One of them has purple color in the numbers. I am not at my studio, so my color is weird. And then this one is blue lettering, but they're like this creamy colored die with those weird colors in the numbers. Yeah, invisible dice is ooh. Anyways, I said that thanks. I hate them. I'm gonna give those to people who are being unruly at the table. Let's see. I got some other cool stuff. I got this, which is a Magic the Gathering D&D journal. Inside of it, it has cards, like card placeholders. It also is full of graph paper. This is just full of graph paper. Ooh, graph paper. And then I picked up something that I thought was cool to look at. It was a product pamphlet for this thing called Adventure Terrain. Go check them out. It's a Kickstarter thing. It snaps onto a grid board and then locks on a little bit like Lego, but not quite. But it looked really neat. I took a look at it. For the cost of like painted pieces and what you get, it's really affordable. They had like a 128 piece set painted for $70, and that's enough to build like a big castle terrain. So go check them out. Again, it's called Adventure Terrain. The name of the company that has it is just Monster, Scary Good Monster. It looked like a lot of fun. I got to take a look at it. I also picked up some exclusives for some friends of mine while I was there. I also got a book that I can't talk to you about until tomorrow, but I did get the book. That's all I can say about it. I can't do anything with it yet, but I have that in my hands, and that's all I can say about that. Yep. You probably know which book if you've been paying attention to me and any of the announcements that I have. Speaking of books, Fizban's Horde of Dragons is coming out next month in October. And then, let's see, October the 19th is when that's dropping. Tomorrow drops Wild Beyond the Witchlight, and it looks to be amazing. The alternate cover for that one is a little Displacer Beast kitty, and on the back of it is this really cute little thing. It's a weather vane, but it comes into play in the story somehow. And then we have, so those are coming out. And then we have the Strixhaven Curriculum of Chaos coming out in November. So this month, these next 3 months, we've got a lot coming out. So tomorrow, Wild Beyond the Witchlight, go pick up your copy if you haven't already. The Fizzbands Horde of Dragons is coming out next month. And then in November, we have the Curriculum of Chaos. Next month, October, is already time for Origins. They asked me if I was going to do Origins, but I could not. This coming weekend, the 23rd, no, the starting on the 23rd and going until the 26th is the D&D celebration. Again, it was too much back to back, and I couldn't do the D&D celebration like I did last year. However, I will be keeping an eye on the things that they have going on. So there's that coming up this coming weekend. And then Origins is the following, like 2 weeks after that. It's in October. And so that'll be going on. I will not be present for that stuff as an online entity. November, I should be back with the virtual D&D weekend if you're interested in playing the Adventure League. What I ran over this for Gen Con was called Ravenloft Mist Hunters, and it's a really neat way of playing. It's D&D, so you're going to do the same things you always do, but your character creation for Ravenloft and keeping track of the journals and stuff like that for Adventure League, a lot of people shy away from it because you got to keep up with all this stuff. Not for Ravenloft Mist Hunters. Nope, it's a lot easier to do, and I really kind of hope that's the way that they do going forward. Because with season 11 being based on the Feywild and the Wild Beyond the Witchlight book series or book, they're going to be doing a lot of different things with the rule set. I've already kind of gotten a preview for the player's guide, and it looks interesting. They're not really doing away with the player's handbook +1 for Adventures League, but they're doing it differently. So it's just different. So keep an eye out for that if you do any of the Adventure League stuff. Let's see. What else do we have going on? If you haven't already seen it, there's a huge revamp, thanks to Otter and to Jack for that, of our Discord channel. Things have been rearranged. If you're still missing stuff, don't forget, go up to the community guidelines, make sure you accept all that stuff, go to the web page, blah, 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 so you can see everything. They put in a lot of hard work, and we're looking at revamping the logo. And Otter, can I go ahead and start mentioning that, what we're talking about doing with Streamlabs and putting stuff on our face? Yeah, get the thumbs up. So that means, yeah. It's like, I'm the boss. Why should I have to approve it? Because I want to talk to Otter about it. Because I don't know what he has in place sometimes. Yeah, the man behind the curtains that really runs things. I'm just the face. Eventually, someday there's going to be just a not so gentle takeover. I'm just gonna walk in and Otter and Jack and be like, "Yeah, about you running things." No, Otter is very important. I don't know what I would do without him some days. He's like, "Hey, I know you're really busy, but if you get a chance, can you look at this thing?" And I'm like, "Yes, let me look at that thing." And then he has to give me like 7 more gentle reminders to look at this thing. Let's see. So everybody's asked a few times, or time and time again, merchandise. When are we going to have merch? When are we going to have things? I just need somebody to retouch the logo. As soon as the logo is retouched and we have the vector for that, we're going to have the store open so you can buy wonderful Dire Bear Adventuring Company merchandise. We're going to start simple. We're going to do a few things like t-shirts, hats, I think mugs, like your standard fare. But we're also going to be breaking into other things because a friend of mine, I don't know if you guys know her or not, Voodoo, for my birthday, sent me a wonderful trucker's cap. And on it, it says, "Jesus just likes you as a friend." If you don't know where that's from, you need to go to our YouTube channel and watch Monster of the Week from, what was that, Q, like 2 years ago now? Like, it wasn't 3.
At least a year and a half. Almost. I don't
Yeah, a
feel like
year
it
and
was
a half or 2
that
years
long.
ago. Q ran Monster of the Week, and I played a character by the name of Monty Hugh J. Gunderson, whom everybody fell in love with. But one of the key things he had was this trucker's cap that said, "Jesus just likes you as a friend." So that hat is a real thing now, and I would love to get that out there, but we just need to get Monty back out playing some more. so that people could fall in love with the curmudgeon old man that he was. Mhm. All right. So I was just informed that because merchandise is such a great idea, what we're going to probably do, what we're more than likely going to do, when I say more than likely, it's probably a solid, yeah, this is what we're going to do. We're going to create in Discord a channel that allows the collective Dire Bear Adventuring Company group, that means fans and players, DMs alike, to come together to give ideas for merchandise that they would like to see. Even though we haven't played Foundations of Adelar in forever because that was our first show, open your throat and don't choke is still a thing, you know? And so people might want to see that on something. So keep an eye out for that channel coming in the nearby future. Hang on a second. Sorry, it looks like there was an emergency at my house. So not an emergency, but just an issue. So I wanted to make sure I answered that. So that looks like it'll be coming in the near future. So that way we can get merchandise out for you guys. Now, let's see. That's an announcements about that. If you're interested in, do me a favor. If merchandise is something that's interesting to you and like you would like to look at buying a shirt or a hat or anything else like that, let us know. Find some way to tell us, hey, this is something that I'm interested in, Cap or Otter or somebody. I would love to have a hat, or I would love to have a mug or a t-shirt or a hoodie with the logo on there. Let me know what you guys think. Okay. So last week on the Troubleshooters, they landed in Liverpool and noticed that things were slightly different. The local constabulary did not have on their normal gear. Well, they did have on their normal gear, but in addition to that, they had armbands with the directorate logo on it, signifying that they were part of the directorate or at least working with them. A few of the local constables had wands in their back, known arcane focus. Emrys was able to lift one and then play a game of hide the wand, if you will, with a local ruffian by the name of Darvin. Once proving that they were able to be better than Darvin, he was all too happy to lead them back to a tavern that seemed to be housing a lot of the local folk who are less than reputable. Unfortunately, yours truly was feeling ill, and that's where we drew to an end for the evening. But not so tonight. I'm back in form, and even though we're down a player, let's begin tonight's episode of The Troubleshooters. All right, welcome back. So, many names. Currently, it's being known as the Tawny Tankard. The groups that are here are ruffians of all sorts, ne'er-do-wells, and probably just those who are down on their luck. Darwin seems to make himself well known amongst the group. He seems to be well known amongst the people that are here. He waves to a few that kind of nod their head in acceptance and acknowledgement. He leads you over to a table where you're met, and food or drinks are served. Water in only slightly filthy glasses are set before you. He sits down, and a tankard is brought to him. He flips a coin to the server and says, "So, you're definitely not from around here, but it seems as though you found yourselves back here in Liverpool. Why on earth, with a lot of you all the way here, you've got an elf, a half orc, a human, and, well, I guess another human. You're a motley crew to be traveling around together. So, what's your story then?"
Coming back from vacation from the New World.
Vacationing in the New World.
Hey, you
Is
heard
that
me.
is that where you picked up your scallywag that's following you around? As he points over to Richard, whatever his name is now.
We kind
Just
of fished him out of the water on our good graces.
Well, as you can tell, things. I'm not sure how long you were gone overseas, but as you can tell, things here aren't quite as lovely as they used to be.
Maybe you can bring us up to speed then.
Sure.
What has happened?
Sure, I'd be happy to. Few weeks ago, some fella dressed in finery came through. He made it a doctorate, or he made an announcement in place. They moved into the local leaderships. Next thing you know, all the bobbies are wearing those bands on their arms. Some of them have those ones there. Something about people aren't to be trusted with the magic that they've got. If you're caught using magic, then you might be going to jail, and worse. Some say they're gonna ship you off to the New World as sort of a punishment. Others mention taking you down to the colonies in Australia. If you survive the trip, that is, of course. So me and a lot of mine gathered round, try to help them what need help, getting them out of here. I'm not sure if it's traveling into Europe as well or not, but if the directorate's behind it, I'm certain you can say it'll probably be spreading the way it has. Have any of you caught word of what's going on in Germany these days?
We've been on vacation for a time now.
Well, they're literally printing money down there. Any feller what got a print can print money. And of course, that means their economy starting to collapse. Right now, they've got no way of banking it. And if you're also including magic in there where you can just create whatever it is you need to take care of a problem, then who needs for paper or gold or anything of that sort? So it looks like they're in right trouble there. All they need is someone to step in with a strong hand. And the next thing you know, people will flock to whatever sort of security they can find, including a fascist directorate who leads by magic.
Could you describe the person who came by?
Sure. I remember him. He was sort of tallish. Dark hair, eyes sunken in a bit, cheekbones and face sort of drawn in and pinched a little bit.
I just would kind of look over to Colm, honestly, wanting to know how much that he wants to reveal to anybody. Just, direction here. Colm's our face.
Colm kind of nods. That's an adequate description of Peter Dietrich, or Hans, or whatever name he's decided to go by. So it looks like your ability or your attempts to overthrow him have been met with some resistance. That's troubling. You know we're all going to have to put a stop to this, don't you?
Sadly.
Well, I don't have my considerable resources at hand anymore. I can still come up with a few things, but consider us to be effectively handicapped for the most part. I mean, I'm sure there'll be those pockets out there that will be happy to help us in our times of need, but for the most part, we're on our own.
Making friends is a good course of action, then.
Well, whatever is occurring, we have to get back to London, at least at some point in time. If that's where their office is based out of, then that's where we need to go.
Until we have a better idea of what's going on, I don't think that's a good idea.
I agree. So with that in mind, what do you all think? Where should we go?
Before we face this head on, I very much would like to check in on my family.
I think that's a wise idea. We should check in on any of your loved ones. If there's any word that Peter thinks that any of you are behind any sort of possible coup, he could come for your family. Mine as well.
You're from here. Is there anyone we need to check on over here?
Yes, indeed. While I do that, why don't the lot of you see if we can't establish some sort of base of operation, at least here, maybe?
Sure. This is just otter brain clarification. Was Darwin eyeing Colm with some recognition last episode?
Yes. There was some, like, you look familiar kind of thing.
Did we go to grade school together?
Yeah.
Childhood best friends.
Aw.
He pushed him off the swings into the sand, made him cry. I don't
No,
know.
Colm was a bully earlier in life.
I was talking about Colm to Darwin.
Oh, no. I know. I know what I said.
Okay. Just making. Darwin
All right.
is still sitting there, correct?
Yep. He's still sitting there, his feet kicked up on a chair. He's got a pint in his hand.
I'm sure Colm isn't going to appreciate this. I'm going to look to Colm and use my inside voice. Do you
Oh.
know or trust this character? Blink once for yes, twice for no. Also, this is Moonin.
Wouldn't just like hard staring at Cole?
No, just kind of like a glance,
Okay.
and then
I
like
just,
glance
like-
back.
I was just picturing him like,
Did you see him blink twice?
Hmm. Okay.
So we'll meet back here in give me an hour. Give me 2 hours. All right. If for some reason I don't return, and he kind of like looks at you all and remember those familiar rocks that he had.
Yeah.
He hands you one of them. He says, "If I don't return here in 2 hours, reach out to me."
Sure.
And with that, he shoulders his accordion bag and steps out into the street. I got the sense somehow that I know that fella, but I don't remember why or how it is.
Got one of those faces.
Certainly attached to a head. Sort of like one of what we all have. So, he said something about a base of operations. I might know a small place that you could all camp out for the evening.
Are you going to
And
tell, or
Of course, if you're interested.
couldn't hurt? Have options.
and what would you like for this information?
How about you owe me one?
Don't like owing favors.
Don't like sleeping in the street much either, do you?
I can sleep in the streets, slept in tunnels well enough.
I don't mind owing favors. I can owe you a favor.
Sounds like a good plan then. Fine then. Finish your drinks, which, again, I think was really ordered. Well, he sits there and looks at you as he finishes his and stands up and he says, "Well, be quick about it, will you?" He steps into the street, donning his hat again. The lanky figure of Darwin is easy to see over the bustling crowd as he steps out onto the street and continues down a row. Several twists and turns through alleys across broad streets, and the smell of the sea and the bay and the salt water, the fish, starts to become more prevalent. Knowing that you are getting closer and closer to the docks, the wharf. As a matter of fact, the tall sails and masts of the ships that are currently docked become very prevalent as they dot the line, making their own sort of cityscape ahead of you. The sound of gulls fill your ears, and you watch as Darwin stands outside of a wooden structure, leaning slightly to one side, washed in the salt-crusted air. It's got that wonderful, like, faded facade where it's white around the edges from where the salt has beamed on it. The glass itself is leaded, but you can see that there's no light inside. The door is slightly askew, making it a little hard to open as Darwin leans into it and kind of shoulders it open and then steps inside. The smell inside is of dust, must, sweat, and you hear movement up above you. The lower floor was once probably a counter for some sort of store, whether a fish market or maybe textiles of some sort. You can see several shelves on the right-hand side and a counter that runs the length of it. A set of stairs that are not dubious, they seem like they're going to be pretty sturdy, leads up into an upper area. There's a back room that seems to open up and be large enough to do storage of goods. And you can see that there are some remaining implements along a broad plane or like table with at the end of it is a metal bar that you can lock whatever it is you slide through there. And you can see a notch or a slot in the end of the wood where you can put in a sharp implement and run it across so that you can measure out bolts of something and then cut it. So he says, this hasn't been used in a long time now. If you were going to take a rest, this would probably be the best place for it. Nobody should be coming round asking questions about who stays here. Nobody does now, anyway. And it just so happens that I own the paperwork to this place. So, you'll be owing me, we'll call it even, and I'll sign it over to you. Does that sound good?
Can I
Sure.
insight this plan?
You may. Inside check.
That
I
is
was
a
thinking
22
the same
plus
thing.
7.
What was that?
22, 15 plus 7.
All right. He seems to be honest enough. The paperwork that he presents looks legit. He just looks like he doesn't broker so much in money as the favor and having that level of kind of control over people that comes with it. You can get a lot more out of someone having them owe you one than you can money.
It's because I deal in forgeries. Sometimes the paper does look correct within the
Also,
right.
give me an insight check.
Got it.
Since you're dealing with forgeries and you're used to the way it looks, I'll let you have advantage on that too.
Thank you. Dirty 20. 17 plus
Okay.
3.
The paper and the writing are legit. However, something about the script that it's written in was either done so with duress or speed, like someone said, fine, I'll do this, or fine here, now get the hell out kind of thing.
You're getting mugged, kid.
I actually kind of just give a little shake of my head and I'm like, they seem legit, even if it was done under duress. He's giving them to us now and they're legit paperwork.
Of course, I'm an honest, if not hard, businessman. So, do we have a deal then? And he holds out one of his hands. You can see the fingerless gloves that he's wearing underneath the thick canvas jacket that he has on.
Nice. Yeah, I'll hold out my hand.
Marvelous. He shakes your hand. Give me a perception check as he does so.
You got it. 18.
18.
15 plus 3.
There's a little tingle in your hand as he shakes it. You're not sure if it means anything, but
Whereabouts in my hand?
like in the palm.
All right. If it's not something that I'm used to, I'd probably kind of grip onto his hand at the moment for like a split second, kind of just a little bit tighter than normal. Like he's not getting his hand back for a split second.
You're holding on to him?
Yeah. But it's only for like a second or two longer than it probably should have been. The shaking has stopped. It's just like a awkward sort of handshake, hold hand, and then I'd let go.
What'd you say your name was again?
Julian.
Pleasure to make your acquaintance then again, Julian. Well, here you go. It's all yours. And he signs Darvin McCready on the line. And he just kind of like motions to you.
Pleasure.
Julian Lessange.
Does he leave?
You okay there, buddy?
Sorry.
Just giggle away.
I can't help it. It was so quick. I would like, oh, okay.
You're signing, correct? What are you signing?
No, I'm signing, but it's
Oh,
a
God.
it's a messy enough script. So I am like signing my name, but I am signing my name horribly. Actually, you know what? No, I am gonna sign a different name. I do. Oh God, what's the last name? Because I do have it. I'm gonna go with Theon, who I've been before. Some people have. He was a half orc that I transformed into for a little bit.
Back when there were pants. Oh no, it was before that.
No, it was after Pants because it was when
after
Gej
Pants.
and I were meeting back up with our friends.
That's right, after wet pants.
You know, it's amazing that pants are now a marker for this campaign.
We have pre-pants, PP, and after pants, AP.
Yep.
Post pants and pre-pants. Did this happen before pants or after pants? I don't want to know why that became the timeline juncture. It's like,
Well, we also have bowling balls.
Yeah.
And
Ah,
ducks.
yes, bowling ball
Yes.
man.
yeah, but like nothing stands out more on the timeline than pants.
Pants, yeah.
Not the fact that there was a murder of an entire family, or the train
They
and the alley
started it.
in Europe, in France.
We'll just glaze over all that, but wet pants.
There was the whole incident in France. Nope, we don't remember that. It was the wet pants.
You're
That
welcome.
is where things truly kicked off.
I embraced it. I'm the one that
Yeah.
said, you know what? This is their timeline. Was that pre-pants or post-pants?
It was post Pants.
And
Okay.
your facial journey through that entire scene,
Mine?
yours.
Yeah.
Because at no point did you know what the next sentence to come out of Q was going to be. And for any of you watching, I would highly recommend checking that out. It is in our clips. Gold.
Listen,
Go back
I
and
thought
find
about
it.
it
It's
really hard.
fantastic.
It was a legitimate plan. It worked out. I didn't
No,
kill
it was-
anybody.
It
Nobody
was
just had a
the
bad
best
time.
plan.
Nobody is slamming it because it worked beautifully, Q. It was fantastic.
Listen, my
Creative
brain
as
works in two
shit.
ways: utter stupid chaos and
I mean,
utter stupid.
honestly, I'm here for it because it was just such a, like I said, it was like Voodoo said, it was such a chef's kiss moment. Just watching my face go. Just like I said, I can't even imitate it anymore. You just have to go back and watch it. Find the clip. It's fantastic. Wet
Sorry.
pants,
I signed the paper, but I signed the paper Theon Norvire.
Norvire. Is this a known alias that you have used and people identify you as Theon Norvire?
Nope.
No.
Theon
it is not.
Norvire is an actual human from his past. And,
Okay.
well, it'll bite him in the ass later. But Theon can
No.
handle
I'm
himself.
just trying to say that.
No, it's not an alias that I have used before.
Okay, is it a persona that you, other than the one time you transfer? Is it a real person then?
Yes.
Okay, great. Darvin kind of like looks at the paper for a moment, and then looks at you for a second, and then just shrugs and rolls it up, ties it off, and says, "Well, congratulations. It looks as though you've got yourself a shop."
Well, we appreciate your aid.
Give me 1 second here. All right.
Sure.
With that, he steps through the door, looking at Richard for a second, like again that like passing knowledge.
We should have had Richard sign.
He looks at him for a second, and goes, "I get the feeling that I know you from somewhere. You look sort of familiar." Couldn't on this earth or any other place why that would be the case. I'm pretty sure that a gentleman of your stature, stature, would have definitely not escaped my view. Good day. Tips his hat as he steps out the door. You know you signed a contract and gave someone your name.
No. My name.
What,
No.
what did you sign it as?
A different name?
Oh, you're cheeky, aren't you?
Is he what you
See,
think he
everyone,
is?
this is why I like him so much.
He's not normal, is he?
That one that left.
No, you.
Well, I mean, obviously. I mean, I'm a specimen, but I'm not normal.
Stop.
You didn't. None of that
No,
caused any of you.
I'm just making sure that my alarm bells ringing was warranted, and I didn't just
Oh.
not trust the man.
Absolutely warranted, 100%.
Right.
You are now the owner of a shop that was sold to you by, could have been a leprechaun, was less murderous, so definitely not a red cap. Could have been something else, but either way, you were in bed with the Fae. Congratulations.
Not entirely. Doesn't have his name. Doesn't have power over him. Or at least that's what Ma said.
That is accurate, but nor do you have power over him, because as you and I both know, I'm
He didn't
sure
give us his
Darvin
name.
McCready is not his name.
No. No,
You
it's-
owe him a favor, though. You know this, don't you?
If he can find me.
I'm sure it's going to be nothing major, stealing someone's child, spinning gold, hair into gold, or something like that. You look
Hey.
confused.
They are whimsical and strange creatures.
Truly nightmarish to deal with.
Don't ever give them your name. You can tell them you may call me, and you don't give it.
Looking at my hand, is there anything?
There is a small spot right at the webbing of your hand right there. Like something pinched it, but like, so it's like a little red dot right there.
Cheeky.
Grotz runs over and grabs your hand, looking at it as you're examining it. Oh. Oh no, that's not rubbing off, is it? What? I'm looking out for your best interest. I don't get back to being my wonderful self unless you maintain being your wonderful self. So here you are, you're in cahoots with a demon prince. Hi. And now you've given your promise to take care of something with a fae. You're like a magical tot. You're just throwing it out there for whomever.
What's the habit, I guess? Our bad habit.
Oh. He like pulls you in and like hugs you, like pats your head. There. Don't speak that way of yourself. You're better than that. Much better than that. Now, let me look at you. Okay, you seem to have all of your teeth. I have a question for you, though. Is Emrys your real name? Yes or no? I don't need to know what it is. Just yes or no.
Richard. Enough. Take a step back.
He just eyes you for a second as he steps back. Fine.
Moonin's just been getting a really good neck workout, going like this.
I'll be outside if anyone cares to know. And he walks through the door with it banging into the frame as he leaves the room.
Sorry I pissed off your demon.
Thank you. I feel like that's gonna bite me in the ass later, though.
Not you.
Whoever's name you signed.
Someone's gonna have a really bad day, and they're not gonna know why.
Best thing we can do is see if we can clear up that
Faye
debt as soon as
shows up
possible.
at their door. You signed this.
I'd be
That's
dead.
not my signature.
Whoops. You see, I panicked. You're the first name I thought of. That's my bad.
As our friend walks out in a tantrum,
A huff.
a huff, before they slam the door behind them, again using my inside voice. What do you know of the old one? And that's it. Just
To Ricardo.
Ravioli.
to Ravioli himself.
To Ravioli himself. From outside, you hear the voice comes back into your head. Why?
Can I still see him?
Yeah, you can see him through the glass because, like, you can see like the distorted face of him looking in the window, like through this leaded glass. It's not even like peering at it. He's just like leaning down, like looking at you through the glass, like.
Curiosity.
Yes. Curiosity has gotten you lot very far so far. I know something of them, yes.
Enjoy your huff, and find me later.
From outside, you just kind of hear a muffled, "Go, what the?" You see him like stomping back and forth in front of the window. Like all of you can see it. Like it's a big panel window, like with individual sections, and they're leaded glass, so but you can see through them. You just see him marching back and forth, like muttering and like throwing his hands up every once in a while.
So did he pause his temper tantrum just to look at Moonin through the window? Because that's what I'm imagining. Like he
Yes.
was
Just like it's just like the door's closing, you see the slow turn, and then you
As
see
the
the
door,
lean
he
back.
he like banged out of the door, and then he like starts to march, and then you just see him peering in the window, like, and then when all of a sudden he just goes into a tirade outside. It's like,
I'm sure we're taking years off of his life.
Maybe he
Or
was
he's
hoping.
or he's feeling like we are.
Moonin, looking at the window at all of this, says aloud, I wonder if he was hoping for more of a reaction at storming out. Just kind of stares out the window.
To be honest, I'd just be like, probably was.
I will happily roll deception if you'd like.
To be honest, that comment towards him is
That
literally
is
perfect.
100% for you, Cap. That's however you want to play that.
No, that's fine. I love the fact that poor Gratz just had no love from you guys. Like he just
Oh, no.
pooped all over him.
I'm not
No,
giving him hate. I just told him to enjoy his huff, and I'll be here when he's done.
I
Oh,
personally love Grost. Gej is not a fan.
Okay.
I'll just like wave my hand up. I'll go after him later so he doesn't get into any trouble.
Something tells
Alright.
me he'll find trouble here or wherever he goes.
That's what I'm worried about. And I don't think we can afford it at the time.
All right, so you have kind of established a place for you guys to hide out. It's been about the better part of an hour or so. I'd probably say at this time it's been right about an hour, maybe 15, since Colm left your company.
We should probably give this place a good once over top to bottom.
All right. So you're on the ground floor, and you can see that it has a floor above you. The stairs are not going to collapse under your weight or anything. They look sturdy enough. Like the building itself seems sturdy. It's been empty for some time. There's dust on everything. So heading upstairs?
Sure.
All right. As you head up the staircase, it opens up into like a small landing. You can see a hallway that goes off to your left. So like if you're at the top of the landing, you're looking at a wall, you turn left and you can see the hallway goes down, and there's a cross section with that hallway. So it forms like let me see if I can do a better description of this. As you come up to the top of the stairs, you can see a landing. The staircase itself is enclosed completely, so that it forms a hallway that cuts in by you, and there's a hallway that goes straight ahead of you. Does that make sense? All right, so it cuts the top floor into what looks like 3, maybe 4 rooms from what you can see.
Okay.
All right. All right. You can go left or right, or you can go straight ahead. You can see doors ahead of you, as well as a door to your right and a door to your left.
Am I the only one rooting around this building, or has anyone else joined me?
I assume you're all like Scooby and the gang, like stacked up at the staircase, just waiting to move.
And scatter.
Yep.
I guess.
All right.
I'll go straight.
Straight. Okay. As you approach down this hallway, the sounds of rustling papers come underneath your feet as you walk. You can see scattered debris and like detritus just on the floor as you go. There's a window at the end of the hallway that is currently missing a few pieces of glass from it, and some leaves have blown in from there. There's a door about midway down the hallway to your left, and one opposite of it, but like set askew from one another, like on your right. So yeah, the two doors are not right across from each other. There's like one 10 feet this way, and the other one's 10 feet further away from you.
I guess I'll start with the further away one.
Okay, so continuing down the hallway a little bit, you can see the door on your right. It looks like it is currently closed. There's no lock or locking mechanism that you can see on this door.
I try pushing the door. Does it still latch?
It opens, so yeah, like you turn the knob to open it, and it does not resist your machinations. As it opens up, you can see that it is a small room, probably about 15 feet long by about 15 feet wide. It's a square. It has an old bed that looks like most of the bedding has been eaten out of it by rodents. The frame itself is metal, but it is sort of like collapsed down in the middle. A broken wash basin and a pitcher with a broken handle sits there, and on top of a chest of drawers that has 3 drawers in it. The drawers are pulled out slightly, and you can see that there's nothing in any of the drawers. Thank you very much for the host. So it looks like maybe just a sleeping quarters for someone.
Sure. A question I probably should have asked when I came upstairs. Which of the hallways would look like it would end up with a room pointing out towards the street coming to this building?
Where you're at, either going down the left hallway or going across the hall that you're on right now.
Okay. That's kind of what Moonen's looking for at this point, is a vantage point on the direction coming to the building.
All right.
But they'll check the other room in this hallway, and then we'll see where everyone else found.
Opening that hallway door, you can see that it's a large, a long room, although not very wide enough for you to go through, and you can see that there are 3 bunks, or the remainder of 3 bunks in this room. Foot lockers at the end of the bunks give tale that this was like somebody would stay overnight or hold up for a little bit, but it looks like the top floor was used for rooming people. None of the trunks have anything in them. They are all empty. The bunks, although they still stand, again, the shape of the mattresses, the stuffing is missing out of some of them. So, again, you have a stand that has a basin and a pitcher on it. The pitcher and basin in this particular one seem to be in much better shape. What you're looking at, or what you can tell, the length of this room and the width of it would not occupy enough width that the window would be. So it looks like they could have another room behind it. Make sense?
So there's space that doesn't need to be space in the room.
So the room itself, if you're looking at the layout of the top floor, this room doesn't have any windows on the street adjacent wall. And given the width of it versus what you saw, that hallway that runs perpendicular to it, or parallel to that side, it looks like there is enough room to have another room behind this one. Maybe if you would have turned left out of the staircase, you would have seen another room behind this one that abuts or adjoins that inner wall. Okay. Does that make sense?
Yeah. I looked at my hallway. Did you guys find anything interesting?
Which hallway did you go down? Let's start with Emerus. Did you go left or right?
Left.
Okay. There is another window at the very end, and you can see that it looks out on the wharf and on the street itself. There is a door at the end of the hall just next to that. That will let you entry into a room. All right. Opening this one, it's not wide, but it is long. But you can see that this looks to be a single bedroom, and there's another door at the far end of that room that looks like it leads into a private privy.
All right.
The furnishings in this room seem to be a bit more than like some of the others. There is a wardrobe here that seems to have an open stand underneath it where one could put their shoes or boots or whatever you want to. There is also a bed that is a little on the like bigger than a normal bed. It seems to be in decent condition. You can see some of the feathers for the bedding have been strewn about here and there as, again, rodents just kind of nibble on things. There is no stand with a basin in here. It seems to have a chest of drawers, and you can see windows on either side of the stand. I'm sorry. There seems to have a window on either side of that wardrobe, and that trunk is at the end of the bed. Sorry, not a chest of drawers. So wardrobe, trunk, bed, door leading to privy, windows on either side of the wardrobe that look out onto the street and the water.
All right. I just kind of idly go around pulling open doors and drawers, just checking things out.
The privy is a basin and a basin stand, and again a pitcher. There's also a folding, little folding
Partition?
What am I looking for? Partition. Thank you. That you can see separates half of the room,
Okay.
or half of the room. It's a very small room, but it separates half of it, and you can see that there is a privy there, or a privy hole. Anyways, the other side, in the wardrobe itself, as you open it, there is some clothing still hanging in there. Most of it is moth-eaten, but you see a hood, like a mantle and hood piece that actually looks as though it is in pretty decent shape.
Curiosity. I'm bad for that. Let's check it out.
Of course. As you take it off, you can see that it is not moth-eaten. It seems to be made of some sort of very fine material and flows through your fingers. It's very nice and elegantly made. It's very pretty. It looks like it would fit perfectly on somebody's shoulders, and you could pull the hood up.
Do it.
And you hear a new voice in your head.
Do it.
I actually do. I want to take it, but my brain isn't in, oh, this is pretty. I wonder what it does or if it does anything. It's more or less put it on, flip the hood up, go over to everyone and be like, look at this cool thing I found. Does it make me look sneaky or something? Trying to give a little light.
Make me look sneaky or something. Jesus Christ.
Does it make me look like I'm gonna stab you in a back alleyway if you wander down it and it's a little too dark outside?
Yeah.
Just this very, very specific description of, do I look like this? It's like,
do I look? Yeah. Do I look like I can sneak around real
your
good?
spleen without you recognizing it? Oh my god, you're so funny.
Talking a lot of shit for somebody that has stuff that can be easily sold on the black market.
Let me see that kidney, boy.
It's just a little thing to we've been through some shit already. I did probably something stupid. Let's go show my friends that I'm still just as stupid.
I'm kind of picturing you running out of the door, holding it open, just
Oh, man.
A little bit. Just a little bit. I'm not full sprinting. I'm just doing a little, down the hall. I can be fun sometime.
I love this for them.
I don't drink, but I can sure act like it. I'm kidding.
All right, so you put it on. Okay.
Yeah.
And out you go. All right.
Guys, look what I found.
He's got the zoomies.
Yeah.
Give me one. You laughed way too hard at that. All right, hang on a second.
It's my Noomi cloak now.
Noom.
My Zoomies cloak. There we go. That's the word I was looking for.
Goodness. Just walking through town, Emrys stops, looks at everybody, starts sprinting down the street.
Hands
it's
wide
no longer
out
wet
at
pants. Just I am the knight now, you know?
Like,
I'm
you
Batman.
know, when
Climb up
cats
on a
get
roof
the
with a
zoomies
cloak,
and they
yeah.
stop and like stare you down and like, boom, gone.
Yeah, exactly.
Give me 1 second here. I have lost
Ugh.
my place on this.
I'm
Yeah,
Batman.
exactly.
If this is a cloak of zoomies, I'm gonna shit myself.
Somebody says
Certainly hope
Naruto run
so.
in the chat, and the last time I was in a game and Naruto was specified, they nat one on an advantage twice on an advantage roll.
Ow.
I wish I was
God.
kidding. I have screenshots of it. Just
That
two
is
nat ones
tragic.
side by side. I was like, oof. So maybe not Naruto run.
Jesus, no.
Let us not invoke that evil upon us.
I would not do that to you because I couldn't do that to you. They have this in here. I've just got to rename it slightly. So give me 1 second here.
Ooh. It's good.
Cloak of zoomies.
I love it.
Cloak of Zoomies is not what it is.
It is now.
It's a cloak. It's like it's a cloak of strangling. Is you know. just start- I'm like having so much fun coming at you guys, and then I just, you know,
No capes. No
no
capes.
capes.
We just gotta give it to Richard. He'll love it.
There you go.
Probably find it exciting.
Probably would.
He'd probably find it
Very-
real fancy. That's true.
Very,
Richard, I'm so sorry. Can you? I found this. Beautiful.
very arousing. Just choking. For Richard.
Maybe it's under. Hold on.
What
I
color is
can't
it? Did you?
find
Sorry, did you
item.
say color? I apologize.
Yeah, it's like a dark blue black,
Ooh,
like
okay.
the night sky.
I can.
I am the knight.
I am the knight.
It's a bat boy.
That's what.
And
That's what
I
I
can't
tried to be.
find what I'm looking for. Hold on.
Your face with the finger guns was phenomenal.
That's how I thrive.
Fair enough.
Oh, son of the beesh.
Uh-oh.
There it is. What you're looking at is part of another thing. You realize that you have a portion of something, but
Oh,
not the entirety of it.
okay.
As you don it and you are wearing this, you like there's something that you feel a pull, like something is wanting to be made whole again.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
curiosity.
mean, it doesn't hurt you or anything.
Curiosity peak. Does it kind of pull in a direction, I guess?
No,
Like-
just a general feeling of
Oh.
pulled somewhere.
Well, now my curiosity's peaked. Now I actually gotta go through stuff. Actually, you know what? Maybe, you know what? I'll do the smart thing. I put something on that's obviously got some sort of pull magically. I'm gonna go find Gej.
Oh.
Okay. You're gonna go find Gej. All right. Okay. Gej, I think you went right, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. As you go right, there is a single door to your right. Opening this small room up, you can see that it was once used as probably some sort of either storage, linen closet, or anything else like that. Most of the items herein are threadbare or moth-eaten and things like that. You can see a broom that's seen better days sitting there. Like I said, it just seems to be full of not a whole lot, except for one piece of it. As you start to move your hands through it, it moves beautifully, like almost liquid-like, and it's made of some sort of soft material. It seems to go gray at the bottom as though it were faded, and like shift into this evening looking sky, this kind of a blue-black color. You can see that there are like not snaps, but like positions where it can be attached to something else. And right here on the lapel are the faded images of what appear to be like stars or something.
Do I get any vibes from it?
Given the condition of everything else in here, you do get the vibe that it is magical.
Okay. I don't have it procced, but I could spend time to use identify. I think is actually something we might have. I don't remember.
You find Gej sitting in a linen/broom closet, looking at a beautiful piece of clothing or piece of material.
Just like
I see you found something too.
oh yeah.
You're still wearing it, aren't you?
Yeah,
Like,
I'm
look
like,
what
I
I've
got it
done.
out, and I'm like holding it out, like
It's
Oh, yeah.
literally like the hood
Just a
and
cowl.
mantle, like just the cowl. So yeah, it's like just the shoulders and the hood piece.
got my shoulders up.
Looking at this, looking at that.
The pull that you have from wearing that hood is stronger right now.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm not magically inclined to a point. They go together, I guess.
Think so? Do I get any bad vibes from this thing, or is it just magic?
Give me an Arcana check,
Cool.
because I know you guys are all great at that. Moonin especially is an Arcana master.
I'm not even in the room, and I'm going to give you a roll.
Well, when the dice are in my favor, it's okay. It's a 14.
Do one just for energy. It's an 11.
Yeah. You don't feel anything negative, but you do get a sense that these items are magical. And that pull is like, I mean, that need to be completed is even stronger now.
I do think that they go together. However, I don't know what it does. So I'd much rather not put them together while they're on you in case they do something catastrophic and hurt you.
Like blow your head off.
Pops off.
Yeah, it's just like, no.
That's why it's just the hood. It's just
Friend.
the hood. Wilson!
Sadly
doesn't
carries
kill
around your
me,
head for the rest of the
But my
campaign.
head is no longer attached to my body.
Gratz just walks up the staircase.
I'll leave you alone for 10 minutes.
You idiots.
See, I need parental figure present at all times.
All right.
Yeah, if you will comply, he's just gonna kind of like pop it off of you.
Yeah, no, I'll just
Okay. As you put them together, you come up to the where your friends are, Moonin, just in time to see them match this two pieces of cloth together. You hear the sound of like rending, but in reverse, and you watch as the two items swirl together. It looks as though something separated them. You're not sure what. As it does, it fills the room with blinding light, and I would like everyone to make a dexterity saving throw, please.
I'm not good at this.
But we love to see it.
13.
Okay.
30-20.
Saving throw 21.
Okay. The two of you that made over a 20 or a 20 or higher, you do get hit with some force. You each take 6 points of just damage from being blasted into the wall or the thing. Our friend who was at the epicenter and did not do so well, you're
Aw.
going to take 12 points of damage as you are slammed into the shelves, ricochet off of one and into the other. The sound of splintering wood also accompanies it as your ally has just broken the shelves in this small area.
Ugh. Ooh.
However, you are now laying there with a complete cloak.
I walk away for 3 minutes. What happened? Are
This
you okay?
blue
I love my job a bit.
this robe is of blackish blue color, like this dark evening time. Along the shoulders and down, you can see 6 silver stars that are embroidered into this item. It fades all the way down and shows little pictures of what looks to be stars in it, and then like some sort of nebulous looking entity at the base of it. It's beautiful though.
It's lovely. Besides the
nice.
force damage, do we have any ideas?
If you give me a little bit, I can figure out what type of magic it is.
I don't know. Let me look at it and see if I can think of anything. That's a second natural 1. The other one was a joke from the other room, but now that I'm in the room with it, I rolled a 1 for Arcana for a total of 1.
You've been just staring at it really hard, and he's like, I got nothing.
That's a cloak.
Moonin goes, that
It's a piece of fabric.
is something you wear.
That's a thing that hurt my eyes and my chest, but I think you wear it.
Hurt my chest. I think I feel it in my chest. All right. You now have a cloak that you can take time to at least detect magic on. I'm going to go ahead and tell you, yep, it's magic.
It'll tell you at school.
Cool. That school would be enchantment magic.
Cool. Thanks.
Actually,
What school of magic does zoomies fall under? Would that be
it will.
alteration?
You can attune to it. If you want to wear it, you can attune to it.
And I'm more than willing to try that.
You're more than willing to attune to this thing.
You know,
Excellent.
you've made deals with Demon Princess and Fae.
Sort of.
I can figure out what it is, and we can
Alright.
find out if it's safe. And then if it is safe, you can have it. I don't really want it.
Even after that display, I don't think it's going to be safe to anyone unless it's us. I mean, there's at least that. How's your head?
That's fine. Orcs have hard heads. We're okay.
This is the truth.
That's not inaccurate.
Not.
Stumbles away from the concussion that he won't tell anybody about.
Just don't go to sleep yet.
Is there anything else up here that we should be aware of?
Nothing else that you've seen.
All right.
Nothing exciting down that hallway. Did any of you find a room with a good view of the street?
Yes. Well, my side had a view of the street, down the left hallway.
I feel like that's probably best chance for me to set up shop.
Sounds fair.
Long view and all.
Your ally has come rushing up the stairs at the sound and flash of light, Gratz just standing at the top of the staircase looking at you all, going, I
Oh, I'm glad you're back. I was gonna come looking for you later, but
why? What didn't.
You know as much as I do, bud.
we're all fine. We put a cloak together.
Wonderful. Good. And you're not dead. That's even better. So good. You just randomly walk around putting things together that cause big booms and flashes of lights. Oh, no, let's not worry about poor Gratz.
Do you need a
Worry
nap,
about him.
Gratz?
That's
There's
fine.
some beds over
I
there.
don't need a nap. I just need to get back to being who I am.
Are you hungry? You're not you when you're hungry.
I'm going to throw you through a window.
Stick the landing, hopefully. We'll figure it out, Gratz. Ooh, I don't say Gratz, I say Richard. Sorry. I'm just thinking of it because I would actually. I wouldn't call him that.
Emrys knows the name.
My brain just. I was like.
Emrys knows the
I'm
name.
so used to him in my head and being able to talk to
Yeah.
him just like that. I'm just like, wait, you're still physical.
Mhm.
We'll figure it out, Richard.
Turns and like walks back down the staircase, just quietly, one step at a time.
You don't want to pick out a room?
You hear the door close, not slam, but just close this time.
We're
All
all
right.
right here.
I wonder if he'll show up every time we make a loud noise.
Let's not test his patience tonight. I'm sure he would, though.
More of an observational question than something I want to try immediately.
I like the implication behind that.
I know what I said.
Now, just imagine you waiting, you're like looking at the ceiling in this room going,
I could do it! I could do it!
All it would take is a little bit of a twitch.
Are you going after him?
I'm just gonna like place a hand on Gezja's arm and just be careful with that. I'll be back, and I will go after him.
All right. Give me 1 second here.
I'm gonna go downstairs and find a nice corner away from everybody else in case this thing blows up again.
All right. It appears as though it's calmed down. So, taking your time you're gonna do detect magic.
Yeah.
Taking the 10 minutes to do so, you do realize that it has some. It's primarily enchantment magic. You catch some transmutation magic in there too.
He's gonna try and figure it out before he lets it loose on anybody else.
Just put it on and wear it for an hour.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that and pray to Mars about it.
Okay. Mars approves.
Cool.
As you are looking after Richard, you can see him stomping away. He finds a stall that seems to be selling foodstuffs. He produces some coin and drops it on the thing and walks away with that. He seems to be walking around, finding another place that seems to be selling some other foodstuffs, like on the street. He drops coin. You watch him do this, like keeping ahead of you. Anytime you try to call his name or anything, he just continues to do this. He turns around, and by that time he looks at you, he is eating stuff, like stuffing his face and just like looking at you with this distraught look on his entire face. You can tell he is just straight up stress eating at this point in time.
I don't touch the food, but I definitely like hand on the wrist that has something close to his mouth and kind of bring it down away from his mouth.
Tears it off, and like there's just that little stick remaining. He just looks at you and just like tosses the stick at you,
I'll
like
let it hit
like
me.
bounces it off your chest, you know.
Yep. You want
I'm
to talk about
upset.
it? I know.
What if something happens to you, and because of that, I can't return to my normal self? Has that occurred to you? Or no, we're just gonna find these items and put them together and hope for the best and see what comes of it.
But what if it's the
No,
opposite?
we're just gonna make a deal with this unknown individual and promise them some sort of favor. No, we can't think to ask, I don't know, the otherworldly being that is currently not in his normal form? Has that ever occurred to your simple mind? Listen, know that your small brain, encapsulated inside of that wonderful, adorable head, can only hold so much information before it just blows up and then oozes out of your ears. But try to think of it this way: infinitely larger understanding of things, small vessel, human-like person. Please. And he's got like the food is tucked in his shoulders, but he's got like your head, and he's like, I like you, and I would like for you to maintain your wholeness. You're not only useful to me, but damn it, I've sort of gone attached to you. Please don't blow yourself up. Okay? And he tucks back into something that looks ominously like a pie, like some sort of meat pie. He's like,
It's like pluck a little bit from it and stick it in my mouth. But
I have an extra.
not that hungry. I've lived my whole life because that's what got me by. That's what got me through a lot of things. And yes, I guess I tend to make them very easily and very willingly now. I know when to take a deal and when not to. Him, though, I did not think that he was some sort of fae until I shook his hand and I got, the little mark. But you see, that's a bad call on me. What if it's the opposite, though? Something does happen to me and it does send you back. Because I'm the one that's holding you like this. Because of what happened. Fondness or not, that means you'd go back. And you have others, don't you?
But I've never manifested physically with any of them. Like, I've never been able to reach out and like truly, like doesn't actually like touch with like, like.
Fingers are grabbing.
So, I mean, technically speaking, yes, there are others, but I don't know. This is different. You have a purpose and a goal in mind, and things that you're trying to accomplish, and people that care about you, and you care about them, and it's, you're not in it for a grab of power. You didn't make a deal with me because you wanted something. You made a deal with me because you didn't want somebody else to get hurt. And I might be evil down in my core, but still at the same time, there's a value for that, and I can appreciate it. And in many ways, whatever. Don't
I
go getting blown
appreciate
up.
that.
Like I said, I don't want you getting blown up, just in case. Because
It'll
what if
take a
I'm
little bit.
stuck here?
I mean, stuck here or not, I'm sure you'd find your way well off. You have this aura about you. You'll be fine.
Yes.
Plus, I'm sure you can get yourself into something else. Tell me I'm
Fair
wrong.
enough. No, you're not. These taste funny. He just, like throws all the food down and then like loops his arm in yours. Let's go back and make sure the others are all right.
All right. Come on.
All right. So it's closing on that 2-hour mark that you have left Colm. And no word on the Rocky Talkies yet, so
Yep. Moonin is keeping a good eye on the time. We were told 2 hours. I'm not going to reach out before then.
all right. Are you going to venture your way back towards where you were at, the Tawny Tankard, or are you going somewhere else? Or are you going to just stay where you're at, stay put in this new establishment of yours?
Well, until Emrys comes back from finding Richard, Moonin...
Yeah, I'm going to say that they've strolled in at this point in time.
Yeah. During the time they were gone, I have been clearing and moving stuff around in that room facing the front of the building, and set up a chair and a table far enough back from the window that you can't see the gun, and my rifle is just sitting on the table pointed out into the street.
Okay, who are you taking out, Jackal? All
No,
right,
just
so...
if I need somewhere to keep an eye, it is now set up.
You're just gonna skim over Rocky Talkie?
No,
Yeah.
I fully planned on coming back to Rocky Talkie when Emrys walked in.
But unfortunately, Rocky Talkie is something I've heard before.
Mhm.
So I'm just like, yeah, Rocky Talkie.
Never heard
Yeah, we don't.
Rocky Talkie.
Glory.
Yeah, I know it's new. It's probably new for you, but like we've used it before.
Sending
I
stones.
love it. It's actually great.
Rocky Talkies.
That's
That
that's
is- that
thanks
is-
to Steve.
That's
Yep.
been added to my vernacular, thank you.
Yep. Sending
Um,
stones are referred to as Rocky Talkies. You can thank Fun Conscious for that.
Thank you, Fun Conscious. You are the MVP.
Steve is something else. All right. So, Richard starts to look around the place and he says, well, if you were interested in finding Colm, I could stay here and tidy up if you would. I've nothing better to do. And he like starts to move his hands. And as he does, you can see that there are small little magical effects taking place.
Oh,
Little
I thought he
dust
was
is
gonna
starting to
actually
clear.
like physically start cleaning, and I was like, really? This doesn't feel like him.
Read outside grunts.
No, he is doing a little bit of both.
Enjoy that. Very human of him, kind of.
He's losing his
You know.
mind, being stuck in physical. He doesn't know
Nobody
what to
comment
do.
on it.
Starts
He's okay right
cleaning.
now. Don't manifest it.
calm.
Suck that energy back in.
Right
Nope.
now he's calm. Let's not entertain the idea of making him angry.
Nope. All of that is like in head voice.
Internalizing.
So, in response, do we want to risk people in town knowing who we are if Directorate has eyes here? Or, it's been about 2 hours, we could just hail him on the Rocky Talkie and tell him where we are.
Probably be best.
I mean, I could go out. There's really no harm in me going out very quickly to the tavern and back, or to the, yeah, as somebody else.
do we reach out to Colm first to see if they're okay and go from there?
Don't say where we are right away. Just in case.
Sure. I don't
A
have a
general
rock,
meeting,
so
yeah.
I'm going to do this.
Are you speaking to a skull? Is that a
Bruh.
skull?
This
Have
is
a
from
goat?
my Sunday game.
Awesome.
But yeah, hey. Colm,
What if we...
are you alright?
There is a moment, and then you hear a response. Holm is a bit busy at the moment. But it is so good to hear your voice again. It has been some time since we have corresponded in any capacity. Don't worry, your friend Colm is not harmed at the moment. Shall we meet and perhaps exchange? Surrender yourselves to me, and I will make sure that your friend and at least his family is not harmed. Jawohl.
Superman no here right now. My brain is misfiring.
Mute. Guys, how do I hang up? That'd be me.
I don't know how
He's over
magic
there,
works,
like
guys.
banging the rock on something, trying to hang
Bang,
out.
bang, bang, bang.
Sorry, bad connection.
Becker, I'm going through a tunnel. You're going through a tunnel.
Just whip it into the water
Paper.
since we're near it.
Do I recognize that voice?
Mm-hmm.
It's Schwoople, Peter.
Mm-hmm. Yes. It is Peter.
Oh, lovely. Moonin doesn't really know how these work. So, he's gonna put the stone down. Just go, can you still hear me?
There's no response.
Is everything okay?
Pick stone back up. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Put stone down. Can you hear me now?
No response.
Takes stone, brings it all the way upstairs and puts it on a table and comes back downstairs without the stone. And explains what just happened.
Perfect.
The weirdest game of find the signal in the house I've ever seen.
Moonin doesn't know how any of this shit works. Do I have to be touching it? Do I have to not be touching it? I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm going to put it in another room and then discuss what just happened.
The Colm's been on.
Seems Peter has Colm and is threatening Colm's safety and family safety if we do not turn ourselves in.
We should have gone with him.
And then we'd all be in the same predicament.
Or maybe not.
Maybe not. So what do you want to do? We can either walk into an obvious trap. We can make life difficult. I don't think he's going to harm Colm. I think he plans on using Colm as a chess piece, if you will. Otherwise, we have no reason to talk to him. We certainly have shown very capable of vanishing.
Literally right before his eyes.
Yep.
So we're just going to continue to be massive thorns on each other's sides.
I don't think it's a good idea walking into this, whatever it is.
No.
We'll have something set up, I'm sure. The man's nothing if not prepared.
We need a plan.
Does anyone know anyone around here?
No.
My family's towards Copenhagen. That's a pretty good haul from here.
I don't think you should bring them here.
I'm thinking more us go there. It's pretty far out of the way from where things are now.
Richard holds up a hand.
Yes, Richard.
Better the devil you... In this particular situation, I think it's better the devil you don't know than the devil you do.
You aren't suggesting Darwin, are you?
Oh, I am indeed.
I hate that.
So you're suggesting owing a second favor to a fae?
I'm saying we make Peter Dietrich desirable enough for Darwin to go after.
Yes.
Dragon Magpie. Richard is Gretzt.
Gristle. No, it's Gristle now.
It's Gristle.
The old Grazzle Dazzle.
Gratz, the old grizzle dizzle.
Oh, I hate that. I don't like that.
Yeah, the old
No.
Grazzle Dazzle. How about that?
Grazzle Dazzle's okay. Gristle Dizzle, no. Ugh.
Gristle dizzle.
Ugh. It's like ointment.
That's
Ugh.
going on a shirt.
Buh.
Yes.
Fuck walk. That needs to
Look.
go on a shirt too.
If I know anything about the Fae, they're a little territorial. If you tell them someone is making deals and organizing things, then they're back in their own woods, in their home, so to speak. There's a good chance he might take offense to it. Ultimately, you could also bargain with something else.
Suppose we need to go and speak to him then.
You could bargain me.
No.
Look, come. Look,
You ever
What
want
are you gonna
your own
do?
house demon?
with a demon prince who's stuck in corporeal form, with no real magic. I mean, sure, I can prestidigitate the dust off of this place, but there's no real magic here.
Um. You know, I'd rather not. I understand where you're coming from, but
So,
Why
leaving
don't we try
town
one
off
thing
the
first?
table for now. Possibly, let's start with talking to Darwin. I agree with Emrys. there's no reason to extrapolate too far until we see what might even come up.
As you said, they don't like people on their lands, especially uninvited. Don't like people coming around swinging their fists, causing trouble. If we offer to help get rid of the problem he's got, he might be more than willing to help. Keep your self-sacrifice as an absolute last-ditch effort there, Gratst.
I don't know if we really
Martyrdom
want to
doesn't
try
suit you well.
to get rid of Peter Dietrich ourselves here.
I personally don't like the fellow. I think he's an absolute drab.
So we talk to Darby
Well,
then.
I'll wait here. And you all go about your business. Right, Dragon Magpie? Far too. Gristle Dizzle.
What do I tell the Rocky Talkie?
Tell it to fuck off.
If
Don't
anything at
die.
all,
I mean,
we'll reach back
just need
out
it.
to you when we're back in town.
sorry, the caller you were trying to reach is no longer available.
Pick it up and go. We've been trying to reach you concerning your car's extended warranty.
Well, you
Wheelie,
see,
wheelie, automobile, disregard the constable.
no.
What if we just pick it up and all like simultaneously scream in it?
They need
Can I
one of
just-
those air horns into the Rocky Talkie.
Can I
Yeah,
just
just keep
find
going.
one of
Like
them
that.
like shrieking goats and just like shake the goat a little bit in front of the walkie-talkie and just have it
Just, like-
scream endlessly? Just
Just like whisper and mumble into it. That way he has to bring it up to his ear so he can hear really well, and
And I'll
then
cast-
scream at it.
I'll cast Thaumaturgy then.
We have a
And
plan.
We're-
Really loud.
We are all awful people, and I love all of you.
We're trying to cast Deafen without actually casting Deafen.
Sing Baby by Justin Bieber.
You know, Dragon Magpie, really quick fun fact. Did you know it took 7 people to write that song, and it's literally one word repeated for 2.5 minutes? With a
History.
couple extra words thrown in there? It took
History
7
stuff.
people to write that.
Tragic.
Didn't say they were
And
smart.
then
Um,
and then there's Prince.
Yep.
Prince wrote #1 songs for other people.
hmm
honestly.
All you gotta
Oh.
do is repeat stuff. Repeat stuff.
I honestly feel like the name Sinead O'Connor would not have been a thing if it weren't for him writing Nothing Compares to You.
So, should I
But-
lie to this Rocky Talkie and say we're not in town currently? We'll discuss it when we get back and see if we can throw him off our trail a little bit or just not respond.
Honestly, I don't feel like he's deserving of a response. Personally.
Keep in
No.
mind he does have Colm.
Yeah.
That's the only reason I say we might want to bide the time. Bide for time.
If you think you can be convincing enough in your lie to tell him that we're not in town, then do it, and that'll buy us some time.
Me looking at my numbers here,
I feel like
I
that might be a little bit more convincing.
I feel pretty confident that I can be convincing.
I would like to cast Enhance Ability on this man.
About to say, how
Eagle
confident?
Splendor.
A 9?
It sounds like somebody's getting some Eagle Splendor.
Mhm.
Okay. I don't know what that does.
Advantage on charisma checks, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep. I think it should be Moonin to talk back to him since he's the one that got in touch with him to begin with.
Of course.
That way it doesn't sound like we're coming up with a plan.
No, you do make sense.
Hey, you've all been like hanging out down here while he's going. I think they hung up. Is the line open? I think the line is still open. They haven't responded. Hello, is there anyone? No, I think they left it off the hook.
I
It's
will
just
go
that-
upstairs and get the Rocky Talkie and come back downstairs to the group
I love that we have forgone the name Sending Stones just to call them Rocky Talkies now.
Yes.
I'm sorry, can you hear me now?
Yeah, where have you gone?
Good.
Everything all
Hangs
right?
up phone.
They're called just to hang
Hello,
up on
hello.
you. Click.
Just every couple hours pick up. Can you hear me? Boop, gone. Well, I do trust that Combe will be kept safe. We are
Yeah.
currently
Yeah.
out of town looking into other matters, but we'd be happy to discuss meeting up when we return to town.
You're out of town.
Correct.
When did you? Right.
Hangs up phone.
When will you be returning to the town again? You just left this morning. Is that what you're saying? You just dropped off your ally and then disappeared.
I have put down the Rocky Talkie currently.
Right.
High connection. We're out of town. It makes sense.
He's confused that we've left town. And wants details.
Just tell him we'll be back in a day or two's time. Don't get specific, he's the bad guy.
Well, I'm sure you don't plan on telling us all of your movements, so some discretion is usually okay.
Are you holding the rock again? Yes, I can see it in your hand.
This is why I'm holding it and putting it up and down, because this tells you I'm actually speaking to the rock.
Yes. Fine.
Our business should hopefully only take a couple days.
Return soon.
Much love.
Or I cannot.
And hangs up the rock.
Shows that. Right.
Last thing he heard was much love, and then click.
Jesus Christ, you people.
Well, he
Potter.
seems to believe we are out of town. He didn't seem too upset about the possibility of a couple days, but mildly irked by it. I think he's more confused how we left town without him figuring it out. Do I need to roll deception for any of that?
Yep.
Good
You're
sir.
gonna give me some deception rolls with advantage.
Multiples of them? Or just singular?
Give me 2.
2 of them? First one with advantage. Mwah! Thank you, Voodoo, because that was a 3 and a 19. So, 19 plus 4, so 23 for the first one.
Alright, he believes you guys are out of town.
Okay.
Give me another check.
Do I still get advantage?
Yep,
Yes,
you do.
it's
as
for an
part of
hour.
your splendor. Mhm.
Oh my goodness. I am going to use my inspiration from like 15 episodes ago.
Alright.
Because that was a 1 and a 3. So we're just going to re-roll one of these.
Okay.
Oh, thank you, long forgotten inspiration. That is a 21.
Alright. It seems
Yeah.
like you were able to get that information conveyed in such a tone and a manner that which these you can't see his face, but on the other end of the Rocky Talkie, he's going, "What just happened? Did anybody? What was that? I don't.
He just said much love to me and hang up. I don't know what to think.
I think that I was just. I think they just ghosted me. Is that a thing that we're doing? Is it just they just disappeared? Much love and then it was gone. I don't understand what's. I'm just going now. He's like putting it down there, just like going. Sure, I am the one in charge here. Yes. Okay. I don't feel in charge personally. I feel like that whole situation was really outside of my control, and I felt that I had the upper hand at the time, and then that's the problem with in-person communication versus interpersonal communication. If you could have had this conversation in person, I felt like the authority with which I hold would have had more power. But since he can hang up the phone and put down the rock, and then the conversation ended, I feel like I think I need a smoothie. Yeah, I need something to drink.
When
I
you
don't feel
give
very powerful.
the BBEG an existential crisis.
With nothing
I'm
but a
just saying.
rock.
I'm just saying, I feel powerful enough. What was your name again? Carl. Carl, it's a pleasure to make your acquaintance, Carl. Die. Oh, okay, see, now I feel better about it. Power. Okay, yes, good. Yeah, everybody understands? I am the one in charge. Regardless of what the rock says, I am the one.
Calls in random bystander, just like, bang! Oh, oh, I feel better about that. Whew.
I feel
Look
better
at many
about
after
myself.
credits. Poor
No.
Carl didn't deserve this. Oh, in loving memory of Carl. Killed too soon. Friggin' October 20th to October 20th.
No Carls were harmed in this.
And the making of.
Did you say October?
It's
I did
October
say
somewhere.
October. I'm excited for October. Okay, September. Time does not exist. I apologize.
I surely
That is a
hope
constant.
Carl did not try and get unionized. That sounds terribly painful.
Actually, I read it the same way. Did Carl try to get unionized? He is now.
Yep.
Yeah, we need to make a shirt that says, regardless
Wild
of what
Bill.
The Rock says, I am in charge.
I love that.
Regardless of what The Rock says,
I would
I
wear
am in
that.
charge.
I would absolutely wear that.
I'm gonna make
All right. So your next goal then is to literally go out of town?
No,
No,
Okay.
just that's what he
we're buying
thinks
time
is
so we
going
can talk
on.
to Payboy.
All right. So now your next goal then is to find Darwin. Is that correct?
Correct.
All right.
Me holding back every urge in my body every couple hours just to pick up the rock and go, "Hey babe, how's it going?"
I believe
Create
this
a
is the wrong
bond.
rock. Hello? One of the random people that he works with picks it up.
Hey, baby, what are you wearing?
Hello? A dark uniform with dark
Khakis?
pants and khakis and a button-down shirt with the directorate logo on the shoulder.
She sounds hideous.
Yeah, well, I
What's
am a
up?
dude, so
What's up, baby girl? We still meeting up later?
I'm
Just
sorry. I believe
randomly
you
into
have
the rock?
wrong. I'm so sorry, but I believe you have the wrong rock. This is a rock belonging to Colm? Is that the other rock belonging to Colm?
You gonna do that thing you normally do, baby?
He
I'm
doesn't
sorry, what
let
does
you
that
call
mean?
him baby? I'm so sorry to hear that.
I'm feeling very uncomfortable by this line of conversation. So at this time, I'm going to go. Have a wonderful day. I just mimicked putting it up like hanging up a phone.
That's why I have a rock. I could put it down. Oh, just randomly keep doing just
Picking
the
it up.
weirdest
and going,
shit
yeah,
into
I'd like
this
to
rock.
order. I'd like to order the fish and chips. I'll be picking that up here.
3 haggis.
Can anyone?
That's like 3 too many.
I mean, I'm sure we can manage multiple voices going into this rock asking for weird shit over the next couple days.
Hey, is your refrigerator running? We don't have a refrigerator.
And it probably already ran away.
You better go catch it.
Get bent.
All right.
Captured in a can.
Okay.
As the party ventures its way back towards the tawny tankard in search of Darwin, that is actually where we're going to close tonight. I would love to thank my players, but they are a pain in my ass. No, I'm kidding. I'd love to thank my players because they are so much fun with us. So huge thanks to Q, who was playing Emrys and also running our cameras for this evening. Giant shout to Otter, who is playing Moonin, who is responsible for making sure that our fade ins, fade out, the music gets played on time, and that we're live and everything else like that, and so many other things. And a huge thanks to Voodoo, who, despite having to deal with real world issues, still made it here. So we really appreciate Voodoo, who is playing Gej this evening. I am your DM, Heath, aka the Dire Bear GM, or you can find me in other places as Captain Sec. Look forward to having you guys join us in the Discord. We have all kinds of fun things to play and do in there. Don't forget that we will be opening up a channel probably pretty soon for merchandise and getting ideas. Kind of like a major brainstorm with everybody. Definitely getting the
By
old
what the
Crystal
Rock
Thistle.
says.
And
Crystal
regardless of what the Rock says, I am in charge.
And just pants
Um,
that are dripping with water.
Exactly. And it's just, a pants dripping with water. So thank you all for coming out and watching tonight. I had a great time at Gen Con, and I didn't get a whole lot of pictures, but it was a lot of fun. I got to talk to Jameson Stone for a minute, which if you don't know who that is, that's Satine Phoenix. That's her partner. They had their book up for sale. Go check it out. We're going to raid. I know there's only a few of us. Don't forget to spread the love and spread the word. You guys have contacts out there. You guys have social media. When we post our going live, we'd really appreciate it if you posted that we're going live and tell people to come check us out and join us. Don't forget, we do have shows 6 nights a week, including tomorrow night, where Jason is back running Scion: A World at War. So come join them for all of that. Those shenanigans are fun. I know those players, and I know Jason, and crazy things will happen. I know Deca is playing in that game, so go check them out. That's tomorrow night at 6 p.m. Central Time until 9 p.m. Central Time. And then don't forget, Wednesday we are back with False Call and Nights. I had to think about it. I was like, I almost said the wrong one. False Call and Nights. On Thursday, we are back with A Knight's Ransom. And then Saturday, we have Stolen Cities. And then on Sunday, we have Varenheim. Come check out any of them, all of them. They are good times. I love all of the DMs that we have and everything else like that. Huge thanks to D&D Beyond for continuing to let us use their tools for our games. Go give them some love. Check them out. They've got things. Don't forget, tomorrow, I'll be on the Witchlight drops. And so far, what I've read, that's it. So far, what I've read, it is fantastic. I love a lot of the mechanics and the things that they have going on. And I may or may not have made a rabbit folk. I'm just saying.
No
Benjamin Button lives. So, anyways, have a wonderful night, everyone. Until next Monday, take care of yourselves. And goodbye.
Have you ever fought a dragon and stormed its mountain lair? Have you ever killed a vampire and seen the evil in its lair? Have you ever sought adventure and couldn't find it anywhere? Well, here's the answer to your call. We're gonna die a bear. Adventuring company. Come live behind all your cares. Rah.